Hello everyone, Suresh KP from myinvestmentidea.com. Today we are going to review about Mirae Asset ESG Sector Leaders ETF, whether we should subscribe to this ETF or not. Before we get into issue information, let us talk about what is exactly this ESG Sector Leaders ETF is about. This ETF invests in Nifty 100 ESG Sector Leaders Index, which aims to track the performance of the select companies in this index. This index has approximately 48 stocks. They're all based on the ESG criteria, and this ETF is going to invest in all these 48 stocks. Let us talk about what is the sector representation and the top constituents in this index. So if you see, uh, majorly this sector consists of financial services, IT, consumer, oil and gas, and automobile, and the smaller portion into pharma, telecom, and other sectors. If you see the top constituents by weightage, if you see Reliance, Infosys, HDFC Bank, TCS, Kotak Mahindra, HIL, L&T, Bharti and Axis Bank, and these are the major ones, and there are smaller component, the other stocks are also a part of this index. Let us get into the issue details of this ETF. So the way we indicated, the investment objective of the scheme is to invest in Nifty 100 ESG sector leaders total return index subject to tracking error. The issue opens on 26th October. Scheme closes on 10th November, and after a few days again, one can go and buy these ETFs on stock exchanges. Minimum investment is 5,000, and there is no exit load. The risk is classified as moderately high risk, and the total expense ratio is 1%. Fund manager is Miss Bharti Sawant. Let's check about the allocation pattern. So this ETF is going to invest 95% to 100% in this Nifty 100 ESG sector leaders index. Risk profile is high, and it also invests 0 to 5% in money market instruments and debt securities, and the risk profile is low to medium. Now let us check about some of the reasons why an investor need to invest in this ETF. One is an unique ETF scheme that invests in index which is based on the ESG criteria. And like the way we indicated earlier, as per the report from Bloomberg Intelligence earlier, the ESG and sustainability focused ETF will continue to grow. This concept is now very spreading wide in India, and there has been strong research evidence that ESG investing is delivering superior returns. So the companies with strong sustainability scores, they're better operational performance and are little less risky. Let us see some of the risk factors in this ETF. This scheme invests in ESG criteria, where this strategy is relatively new. The concept is coming new in India. So in short term, we may or may not, these strategies may or may not work, and the gains may be on the lower side. Companies with a good ESG criteria, generally they are trading at a high share prices. And so if you see this ETF, you will invest in an index which contains those stocks where the price are already at a high level, and the real worth could be on the lower side. It also invests up to 5% in debt instruments where there is a interest rate risk, and there could be downgrading of the corporate credit instruments. Investors should not assume any guaranteed returns from such ESG schemes. Investors can read the SID and KM prospectus before investing in such ETFs. Now let us check about the performance of this index. If you see the performance, 1 year performance, if you see let us see about the total return. The difference between price return and total return includes dividends, any bonus shares, XYZ. So one need to consider only total return. You see 1 year return is only 3.66%. And if you see 5 years annualized returns are 9.5%, and from since inception it is around 11.97%. So this ESG concept is still catching up. So as of now, like maybe in the short term, we may or may not see much gains. But if one want to invest for a medium to long term, then that could be best bet. Now let us check about the conclusion part. Like we said earlier, India Inc. has several scams. If you see example DHFL in 2018, the DHFL scam, and then it went into crisis. Still, many investors have not received money from DHFL. So investors actually, these are the major concerns where investors are worried. So if their corporates are there with a good corporate governance, and those things are going to perform well in the medium to long term. So Indian investors are moving towards this concept now. But this is relatively the what you call the new concept, and slowly we are moving towards that. So in a if you see, this is actually it's a thematic fund, and then it's an high risk fund. So if you're a high risk investor, then you can invest in this scheme. But if you're a low to moderate risk investor, then you should stay away from such investments. If you have any queries, you can reach out to me, Suresh at myinvestmentideas.com. Thank you.